So the last time I worked in here, I think I might have offended the resident brownie, and I should have given an offering then. I didn't. Subsequently, I feel like I encountered quite a bit of bad luck these last couple of weeks, so I wanted to make amends, and I made a little vegetable sandwich, roasted and toasted. When I put the sandwich on the stoop, there was like a menacing feeling inside of the garden shed, but now it feels a lot better, more friendly. But looking at the foundation of this garden shed and being so impressed by it, I became very inspired and curious about all the different types of foundations. So here I have listed in a chart of most of the ones that I'm going to talk about. There's two that I didn't put in the chart just because I added them later. I'm starting with the monolithic slab, and it's a type of slab on grade foundation. It's used in warmer climates where there isn't a lot of expansion or freezing in the ground. The climate would be drier, warmer. So this would be better for like Texas, Florida, Arizona, or like if you go outside of the US, it would be like Australia, Southern Europe, and Africa. The floating foundation is best for coastal areas. So this is for wet climates and flood-prone regions such as Louisiana, Florida, and the Mississippi Delta. In outside the US, it's best for places like Netherlands, Bangladesh, or other flood-prone countries. The slab floats and is sort of held in by a detached frame around the edges. There's gravel underneath it, just like the monolithic slab also was above gravel. So the frost-protected shallow foundation is a modified slab on grade. And this is just where the sides of the foundation of like pretty much a monolithic slab are fortified with foam. Fortified in this case, just not necessarily in strength, but in temperature resistance. And then there's sort of like a skirt, and this prevents freezing. It retains the heat in the ground. The crawl space foundation, which is what the garden shed has, best for humid climates. So this helps with preventing moisture issues. You'll find it in southeast and coastal regions in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Ideal regions in the world, Mediterranean countries, parts of Australia, and Southeast Asia. The basement foundation is found in farmhouses, traditional homes, large commercial buildings, in cold climates. Good for storage. Stable soils like loam, clay loam, or hardpan, not ideal for sandy or high water table areas. Good for cold or temperate regions where the ground freezes deeply in winter. Midwest, Northeast, and outside the US, it would be Canada, Northern Europe, and parts of Russia. The pier foundation, best for flood areas. Farmhouses, small homes, cabins, hobbit houses if adapted for hilly terrain. You'll find it in the Gulf Coast and flood-prone areas. Outside the US, you'll find it in South America, Southeast Asia, and parts of Africa. Stone or rubble trench foundation. A foundation using layers of stone or rubble to create a stable base with good drainage. It's for well-draining soils like gravel, loam, or sandy soils. Moderate to dry climates, not ideal for extreme cold or very wet environments. Rural areas in the Southwest, Pacific Northwest, and New England. And outside the US, it would be Europe, parts of South America, and Africa. Earth bag foundation is made of stacks of bags filled with compacted earth, often reinforced with rebar. I used to have a book with all of how to build these, and I don't know where it is now. I went through a phase where I got rid of everything. It probably went to the donation bin. So this is for arid or temperate regions with erosion and high moisture are minimal. Ideal regions in the US are southwestern states like Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada. Ideal regions in the world: Middle East, Africa, and desert regions. Tamped earth or rammed earth foundation. A foundation created by compacting layers of soil and gravel to form a solid base. This is ideal for hobbit homes, bermed homes, and eco homes. It's good for dry or temperate climates with minimal frost heave. Ideal regions in the US: Southwest and rural areas with dry soil. Ideal regions in the world: Australia, Africa, and the Middle East. Pile foundation. Deep foundation using long columns driven deep into the ground to transfer the building's load to stronger soil or bedrock. This is for skyscrapers. Raft foundation, the columns extend up. This is also for skyscrapers and large commercial buildings. It's ideal for soft or weak soil like clay, sand, or silt, where the deep foundations are needed. Ideally, regions in the US are just urban areas. Combined footing foundation is used when two or more columns are close together. Individual footings would overlap. Instead, the separate footings are a single larger footing. Is used to distribute the load evenly. This type of foundation is used when soil bearing capacity is low or when the space constraints prevent the use of isolated footings. This is best for multi-story buildings. Ideal soil conditions would be loam, sand, clay soils, not ideal for weak or expansive soils without reinforcement, and is best suited for temperate and dry regions. Crawl spaces are not ideal for Hobbit homes because Hobbit homes are earth shelters, meaning they rely on the thermal mass for temperature regulation. A crawl space would create an air gap, reducing the home's ability to benefit from the surrounding earth's insulation. Crawl spaces require ventilation, but Hobbit homes are often built into hillsides, making proper ventilation difficult. This could lead to moisture buildup, mold, and structural issues. Soil pressure from the berming could cause stability issues if a crawl space isn't reinforced properly. Surprisingly, the best Hobbit home fully underground option is the raft mat foundation because of its weight-bearing capacity. Eco-friendly alternative would be the stone, rubble trench, or tamped earth, but that's only if you're in climates that are appropriate. And for a bermed home, which is partially covered in earth, the best option is frost-protected shallow foundation or tamped earth, and an alternative would be the raft mat foundation for larger homes. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe and comment. If you want to hear more from me, you can also visit my other YouTube channels. Within the Holy Fountain Network, there is a lo-fi animation channel called The Holy Fountain, and then there's a community channel. This is more vlogging sort of stuff. And then there's a Buddha Stories channel. All right, have a great day. Be happy.